Hey guys, Mark from Gunpla Network. Today I'm bringing you my review of the Master Grade Gold Frame Astray. Big thanks to Side 7 Exports for sending this kit our way. It was an awesome pleasure to build. Let's dive on into the review. Okay, so you can see it here spinning around. The hard thing about doing a bare frame look for the Astray, it's basically a bare frame with a bit of armor slapped on top. So, as you can see, there's a few bits around the feet, the hands, and the the upper arm, forearms and stuff, the piston, and the head coverings. You couldn't really do the head without the armor on there. It's blingin'. It's the only way to say this. Like, let's take a closer look at the frame. It is detailed, but with some of the shine, it is washed out a bit. Like, you can't quite tell. So, panel lining, all of the white bits, maybe even the blacks, reds, is going to be, essential on this kit. And the non-electroplated chrome bits, kind of that yellowish gold, definitely a one to also panel wash those or maybe even repaint them. Okay, here it is, armored up. So like I said, you can still see a lot of that frame, and it is gorgeous. Keep a cloth handy. I had a microfiber cloth to the side when I was reviewing this to wipe it down. There are some nubs, but I will say there are actually quite a few of them are hidden, so pretty good. You've got that shiny gold, you've got a pearlescent white, not a flat white, not just a gloss white, it is like a pearlescent white. You've got a black, you've got a grey, some red. It's a great colour range on this kit, and I would love to see a metallic green frame, MG. Alright, let's take a look at the accessories. So here you can see the kit and everything that it comes with, including one that it doesn't tell you can assemble, but you can, the dual Gundam's beam rifle. Here it is first up with the figure. Now, the figure should actually be Rondo Gina Sahaku, but you get because this is just the red frame remolded, you get the Yo Gil figurine as standard, so kind of out of luck. I mean, I understand why Bandai didn't redo the figure, but yeah. So you've got two of figures that don't match. Here it is with the Type 71 beam rifle. Now I think all the Astrays carry this, including maybe even the M1 Astray. It looks very similar to other beam rifles in Seed and Seed Destiny, so it's got all black, great colour. There's a couple of nubs, you can see one I've missed on the grip there. It's got a green lens piece which pops, it's just fantastic. Now here we are with the Type 70 beam sabers, and pearlescent white, squarish, really funky looking, cool. You get these beam effect parts which are, as you can see, they've kind of got like a beam ripple effect at the bottom before they go smooth, and then you've just got the standard action base adapter which slots down underneath and clips on. Pretty solid overall. Alright, here we are with the shield. Didn't have a model number when I researched it, but it is the same shield used by the Strike and the Dual Gundam. Makes sense. If you're a weapons manufacturer and Morgan Rate had a hand in manufacturing all this stuff, just go with what you've already done if it's effective. So you can see it's pearlescent white, it's gold, it's black, and it is fantastic. Now I did actually do some panel wash on this. I haven't gloss coated this kit or anything, so I was a bit nervous about that, especially with the cleanup, hence why maybe it's not as nice as my usual stuff. Alright, forgive me for mispronouncing this, any of the Irish people out there. The 350mm Gayborg rail bazooka. This thing is a beast, it is huge, and I love it compared to the one that I got with the RG blue frame Astray. So, side note, this is actually the weapon the Dual got when it was supposed to get, but this got it when it was leaving the collapsing colony. And this weapon is actually the same name as the heroic spirit of Lancer from Fate Unlimited Blade Works, Kukulin. So, interesting. And lastly, we have the 57mm high energy beam rifle with 175mm grenade launcher from the Dual Runner. So yes, the bazooka is from the Dual Gundam Assault Shroud kit, and you can build this gun. It is fantastic. I like that you get two beam rifles, and I do like this beam rifle. This is a nice one. Here it is, fully loaded up. That doesn't tell you that you can stick the bazooka like that, but at the front of the bazooka there's actually kind of like a couple of hollow out bits, and you can just sit it on top of the backpack, it just because they're pointy. So overall, he will stand there like that, holding everything. The only thing I haven't put on there is the type, the 57mm energy beam rifle, because that won't be displayed with the kit. But yeah, he can hold everything, no issues. Here he is, just because I couldn't go on without doing it, dual wielding. How awesome is that? Almost like a scene from a John Wick movie. It's, you know, this kit was fun to pose. Everything is very tight, I will say that, guys. Maybe because the electroplating, every joint, it was all super, super tight. So just go easy when you're moving everything about, you won't have an issue. Here it is with the, Master Grade Freedom 1.0 that I built earlier, my $10 rescue kit. So just showing some SEED love there for the MG's comparison. Take a look up a bit further. There we go. He sits in well with it. Like, designs are similar, obviously. They're both from SEED and SEED Destiny. So yeah, it's okay. Like, it's cool. It fits in. I would recommend action-based, definitely, like the one that came with the Freedom 1.0, or get one for the Freedom 2.0. But the Astray will actually stand in most poses. You don't need an action base for him. And that's just taking a look at the back, which obviously the Astray is much simpler compared to the Psycho Freedom, which has, you know, weapons and wings coming off everywhere. Alright, up on the comparisons, we now have the RG blue frame that I did last year, also from Side 7 Exports. So that was cool. There's kind of one angle, here's another angle. They're both sporting bazookas, which is interesting, slinging the beam rifles on the back skirts. I would say I loved the blue frame when I did it last year, and I was going to get a red frame this year, probably just pick one up to do it, so it was in the cabinet together. But since now building the Master Grade, I feel like the Master Grade is just a little more solid, and I'm digging the scale. Here it is at the back. So pretty much they're identical, just, you know, different colors. They both have the pearlescent white though. The blue frame has more of the stickers on it. I put those on. The gold frame came with water slides, and I've only stuck one on so far. I was just a test because I hadn't gloss coated anything. So, you know, it does work. You don't need to gloss coat the pearlescent to put the water slide decals on. Okie dokie, let's talk about articulation. So you can see on the front right shoulder there, or front left of the kit. This bit here, it's gold, and yes, I know it should be red, but I haven't had time to put the decal on yet. I only put one on, which is the symbol on the left shoulder there. I think that's the Orb Union symbol. So I use the Microsol and Microset solution for that. There are a couple of nubs around the forearms, mostly hidden. You've got the V-fin I should talk about as well. Sorry, the V-fin is... I don't think this kit was meant to have one. Maybe not this one particularly, and there are a couple of nubs there you can see. You could touch up with some sort of gold marker, or paint would probably hide those. They're on the backside. It just comes off a lot, like it moves a lot as well. So, alright, head will go down. Head goes up with the V-fin moving, and there, yeah. The cap on this, it's only held on by like 2 tiny pegs and holes. I think if you've painted or you're just finished building the kit, I might actually add a couple of drops of glue once I'm done with everything, panel lining and decals everywhere, because if you touch it, it just comes off. That was my experience with this kit at least. Probably the only piece though that did fall off, and it was because I was touching it, not because I touched something near it or it was just sitting in my cabinet. It's just that head attachment point and the V-fin, so not too bad. It looks back pretty good way. Not super good, but okay. You can turn it a bit, you know, side to side. If you can look, basically, I judge it on human motion. If I can turn all the way to the side, left, right, it's doing good. It could probably spin 360, but who wants to do that? The arms will swing the whole way round. They can go up just above parallel. Now, There is a bit of like a gimmicky sort of thing, like the shoulder will move out a bit. Not to the degree some of the UCMG kits like the Jester and the Jagan and stuff have, but this is a bit older. I love the ventilation they've put into like on the backs of the shoulders on this thing and the head. And if you do move that out, it will go a smidge higher again. And it'll expose some of the joints coming out, so give it that mechanical feel. It'll turn on its peg the whole way around. And it gets a pretty good flex. Like I said, everything's pretty tight on this kit with the electroplating, so go easy and you'll be fine. Good bend, armor separation there. There's the hole for the shield on the back of the forearm. There is a little movement in the forearm there, but mainly the ball joint on the hand. This is the almost like 3.0 style. I guess it's like it's 3, 1 and thumb movable. The thumb on the right hand kept popping off a lot on mine, but not sure why. The shoulders can actually move, you know, if we pull that out a bit. Show some more there. And showing that joint at the back. And then if you raise it up, it will go even higher, almost kind of like, you know, vertical. Not quite RX-78 last, you know, shot pose. If I can show you the cockpit now, and there you go. There's the seated pilot figure of Lo Guel again inside. Now it's pretty shiny in there, so easy to see for once. And now if you just kind of push that down again, that took minutes longer than it should have to get that up. The backpack will go up and come off. It does pop off pretty easily, but it's just on that little peg there, so, you know, it just slides back on. It's got a bit of articulation, like up, down in there. What I did notice recently was the Astray with the flight form pack, which was really cool. Back skirt can go up a touch, go down. Front skirts, which are very mini, just kind of move a little on a ball joint. Same with the side skirts, they just push back on if they come off. The leg will go up. Ooh, shiny. And then you got some armor separating there around the knee, the thigh. That little slide back in place when you slide it up. It's got a great kind of knee bend. This is just like one stunning kit. It'll like outshine everything else on your, as soon as you hit it with a light on your shelf. The ankles are pretty cool. They move a bit side to side, which helps get into those almost samurai ninja poses when it has a sword or the beam sabers. There you go, back. It'll hit the back skirt. Oop. And that's one thing that did fall off, sorry. The back of the leg, it's kind of like not a loose piece, but it just comes off a bit. Here it is up on an action base posing with the beam saber and the shield. I really enjoyed this kit. I was surprised because my last experience was the Epion recently with a like a full electroplated kit, and that thing was great, but it had a lot of bad nubs in, you know, really easy to spot places. But I think Bandai kind of like thought ahead with this one and did a lot of, not quite undergating, but, you know, parts that meet up. The only really bad nubs on this are the V-fin, the front of the forearms, and I feel like there's one around the legs. Here it is posing up with the rail bazooka and the shield in a kind of like an air pose. This is kind of like mimicking something I saw, I think, on the P Bandai website. But yeah, like the nubs are actually really, really good in comparison to this, and you could probably cover most of them up with a Real Touch gold marker or something like that. I wouldn't paint this kit personally because it just ruined that awesome shine that it's got going on. Alright, here it is, just grabbing out the rifle for a standard shield pose. It was really well balanced, guys. It was pretty fun to build for a plated kit. Super tight in all the joints, but not snappable tight, so it'll hold its own poses. It can stand with all weapons on top of it and without falling over or bending or losing or anything. So A++ to Bandai for the design of this kit. It was really good. Alright guys, that brings me to the end of the review. I'm not sure what else I could say except for the fact that I love this kit. I love like the sleekness of it. I love they throw in this bonus dual Gundam because you're building the rail bazooka from it. You get the rifle as well. I love the water slide decal sheets. Probably won't use them all. I'll use a few. Yeah, like this is definitely just one to pick up. So head over to Side 7's website, See if you can get yourself one for Christmas or just any time. This is a great kit. Alright, that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment in the description below, and keep building.